So you've been approved for home care support, but you're stuck on the waiting list, like over 100,000 other older Australians. And here's the thing, you were assessed many months prior on one individual day, and how you presented on that day dictates how long you spend on that waiting list. In this video, I'm going to show you how to uncover what priority level you were given and how to bump yourself up if you need to get your support services quicker. Okay, so let's quickly break down how the home care assessment process works first of all. There are two stages to being assessed in order to access a home care package. Stage one is with what they call a RAS assessor. The RAS assessor's job is to either put you down the path of entry-level services. That program is known as a Commonwealth Home Support Program. For people who need a little bit more help than that, say their condition is kind of fluctuates a little bit, they need a little bit of flexibility, and they might need somebody to give them a hand on a weekly basis. It's the second type of assessor, which is called the ACAT assessor. ACAT stands for Aged Care Assessment Team. If you're in Victoria, it will be known as ACAS, Aged Care Assessment Service. So, once you graduate those two assessment channels, you ultimately come out the end approved for a home care package. On that home care package approval letter, it will state what level home care package you've been approved for, as well as the priority level of that home care package. And there are three priority levels to be aware of. There's a low level priority, a medium level priority, and a high level priority. And it's that priority level that will determine how long you are going to spend waiting for your funding to be allocated. You sit on a list known as the National Priority List. Everybody who gets approved for a home care package sits on that list, but if you get approved for a high priority, you might be on that list for 30 days. If you get approved for a low or a medium priority, it's not unheard of to be on that list for 6 or 12 months, maybe even longer, depending on if it's a really high level home care package. So what do you do if over that time, from the time that you were assessed to the time that you're spending on that waiting list, if your condition changes? And this is a very common thing. The nature of the condition that somebody has to be in order to be approved for a home care package is one where they are living with multiple chronic conditions, progressive conditions, meaning it's changing over time. So that being the case, if you got assessed many months ago, by default, chances are your condition has progressed, and more likely than not, it's progressed in the wrong direction. In other words, it's worse now. You may have had a health decline. You may find that just doing jobs around the house is just getting harder and harder. You may have experienced a situation where somebody that you were really relying on, maybe a family member or a neighbor, they're no longer available. So your condition is significantly different. Your ability to stay independent and well in the home is significantly different than the day that the assessor approved you for your home care package. The good news is you don't need to be suffering in silence if you're being on this waiting list. The first thing you want to understand is what level of priority were you given. So you want to go back to the letter that stated you've been approved for a home care package to take a look what level of priority you were given. Now, if it says low or medium priority, then you need to think to yourself, well, does my condition warrant going through a reassessment of my situation to get elevated to the next priority level up? For many, that can be quite a difficult thing to determine. And that's totally normal because you've really got nothing to compare it with. You don't know what the situation is of somebody else is on the priority list and how you compare to that. So you don't really know what the next level of priority looks like compared to what your priority. For that reason, a lot of people are held back from taking action or reaching out to somebody to elevate their situation. So to take that problem away, what we've done is we've put together a priority reassessment tool. It's essentially a questionnaire that you can step through. The link to the tool is in the description below. When you answer those questions, at the end of that, it will spit out a recommendation as to whether you should actually go through the process of doing a reassessment. Reassessment's actually really easy. It's a lot easier than the first assessment that you had. It's essentially just flagging it to the assessors that my condition has progressed. They've got your background history. They just want a little bit of an update of how it's progressed. So that priority reassessment tool that we've put together will step you through how you can actually embark on that reassessment. So just to rehash, if you're finding that you've been on the waiting list for an extended period of time and it's getting quite difficult, remember, you can get reassessed for a higher priority level. We often hear of scenarios and helped people get through that reassessment process where their initial waiting period, they were told 6 to 12 months. And by getting accurately reassessed for that next priority up, that home care funding has come through within 30 days. So there really isn't any need to be suffering in silence. There's nothing wrong with asking for the support that you need. And just remember, the government puts this support in place because they want you to stay independent and well in the home, and importantly, out of hospital or out of a situation where an avoidable adverse event has taken place, like a decline in your health or a fall or something to that effect, which has put you in a situation which costs the government even more to keep you safe and well. So take a look at that priority reassessment tool, answer those really simple questions, and it will give you the step-by-step instructions on how to actually embark on that reassessment. If you found this video useful, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button. As I mentioned, the aged care system in this country is always evolving, so you don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and you will be notified for the very next video that we release. Speak soon. Catch you in the next video.